Okay, we got the excavator bucket swapped out here for this job I'm going to do tomorrow. Got the 36-inch smooth edge bucket on the machine, and then just in case it's real frozen or we run into any considerable rock, got the 24-inch digging bucket. I hooked up the equipment trailer, but as you can see, it's covered in ice and snow, so I'm gonna try and use the machine to push off this sheet of ice and snow, because that's a lot to shovel. Well, that worked pretty well, and it's definitely easier than shoveling and a lot more fun. Alright, we were back the next morning. Bright skies, still pretty darn cold, but got the truck warming up. My buddy Kyle's here. He's borrowing the mini skid steer. He's got to unload something from his house or load something. I don't know exactly what, but he's borrowing the mini skid and the dump trailer. Get him loaded up, and then we'll head out to this job. Alright guys, we made it here. This is the house. It's completely gutted, I think, for the most part on the inside. This is basically where we're going to be doing the work. When I came to look at this job last week, this whole thing was like a room here. This was like a garage, a two-car garage, and he's going to be adding an addition onto the house. And basically what I'm here to do is to dig the footing for said addition. So what he wants is, from where that gutter is, he wants me to come straight out and then connect it to this existing foundation. So it's not that much trenching. Hopefully the ground isn't too frozen. That's kind of why I brought the tooth bucket, in case we got to break some stuff up. The top couple inches that might be frozen. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm waiting for him to get here so he can show me exactly where he wants, because it does not look like it is marked out like it was supposed to be. And we'll get to work. Okay, so the plan here is to, I guess he wants it to kind of like split the difference. So I'm going to try and keep my bucket aligned, like the center of my bucket, I guess, aligned with, yeah, this ground is pretty frozen. I'm going to try and keep the center of my bucket aligned with the outside edge of this foundation. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting through this with the smooth bucket. No. We're just scraping the surface. It's too frozen. Okay, plan B, gotta go get the other bucket. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully the tooth bucket scraped down through this frozen layer. I don't know, it is. It's pretty frozen. pulling the whole machine. Doesn't help that I'm slipping or sliding on the ice. I don't know if this is happening today. I told the guy that it might be too frozen. Like, this isn't by no means a big excavator. And normally this machine would be totally capable, but it's been basically below freezing for like 3 weeks now. So we are having trouble here. Just the fact that we're slipping and sliding so much. I'm not getting anywhere. I feel like if I can get under the layer of frost, then I might be able to like pry it up, but for right now we are not looking too good. Yeah, I mean, you can see even, we got like a good 8 inches of frozen. So, yeah. Keep going? Or what? Keep going? All right, it's your show, man. I don't know. It's only going to get better as the day goes on. All right, guys, so I don't know if you could see that, but that is the frozen layer we are kind of working with. You can see it's all soft down there, but up there we got a good 6-8 inch layer that we got to work through and break up. So we got the word, we're going to keep going, but this is the progress we've made in about 45 minutes. All right, guys, we're calling it. You can see it's like 8-10 inches. I'm able to get under it, but the machine can't break it. I even tried splitting it in half, you know, like right there, but We're just gonna have to wait till it thaws out a little bit more because the old U35 doesn't have the balls to bust through it. All right, guys, well, it looks like I stopped at the perfect time because this main pin here that holds on the bottom part of the cylinder to the lower boom, as you can see, the keeper bolt sheared, and the bottom of it is right in here, and the top just broke right off. So I'd say we stopped at the perfect amount of time. And this just goes to show that doing this kind of work is definitely rough on equipment. So I'm not trying to, you know, break this machine by any means. So yeah, just for the drive home, I'm going to try to tap this back in so we don't lose our alignment. There we go. It should just be as simple as putting in a new keeper bolt. Definitely make sure that's like grade 8 or grade 10. Caught that in the nick of time. All right, I got the bolt out, keeper bolt at the hardware store. Gonna get a new one. Okay, that should be fixed. Well, guys, like the old Kenny Rogers song said, you gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And that's the case here. You know, unfortunately, we weren't able to get that job done just because of the frost. I warned this gentleman that, you know, the frost might be too thick for this little machine, and he wanted to do it anyway. He, you know, I left it up to him to ultimately call it, but I was, you know, basically at the point where if he didn't call it within the next like 20 minutes or so, I was probably gonna have to say something, just because it was a lot of wear and tear on the machine. Case in point with that, you know, retaining bolt breaking. I'm glad that broke and not something more major. But that's just rough work for a little machine like the Kubota U35. You know, if the ground was thawed, it'd be a totally different story. Probably would have been in and out of there. But that wasn't the case. So he was nice enough to offer me some compensation for my time and effort. It wasn't my full normal, you know, rate for the amount of time that I put in, but that's okay considering I'm gonna have to come back. And this was my first job with him, and he owns a pretty well-known construction company in the area. So, it, you know, would be nice for me to get my foot in the door and, you know, kind of help him out here, considering that we weren't able to get the job done. So that is basically it. You know, it was a learning lesson. You know, in retrospect, hindsight 2020, probably should have brought the 12-inch trenching bucket, but just the way that the machine was behaving with the 24-inch bucket, I don't know that the 12-inch bucket would have made all that much of a difference. Maybe it would have been able to break through a little bit easier, but it was simply taking too long to get through that frozen layer to where it wasn't worth it for either of us. If I had a frost ripper, like a root ripper, that was definitely would have been the, you know, attachment for the job, but I don't have one of those. So maybe I'll have to look into getting one of those in the future. But for now, that is going to wrap it up. So look forward to a part 2 on this job in the near future, maybe in about a month or so when everything thaws out. But for now, guys, hope you enjoyed. I'm Jake, this is Dude Ranch DIY. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up, drop a comment down below, consider clicking that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. This should solve the problem of the ice.